You got interested in, when you were interested in the Indians' fishing rights, before it was fashionable to be so. What triggered that?
I read a book called Indians of the Americas. I, after reading the book, realized that I knew nothing about the American Indian, and that everything that we are taught about the American Indian is wrong. It's inaccurate. And our school books are hopelessly lacking, perhaps criminally lacking, in revealing what our relationship was with the Indian. When we hear, as we've heard throughout all our lives, no matter how old we are, that we are a country that stands for freedom, for rightness, for justice, for everyone, it simply doesn't apply to those who are not white. It just simply doesn't apply. And we were the most rapacious, aggressive, destructive, torturing, monstrous people who swept from one coast to the other, murdering and causing mayhem among the Indians. There's one Indian in the... But that isn't revealed, because we don't like that image of ourselves. We don't like to see us. We like to see ourselves as perhaps John Wayne sees us. And and also what we've learned about the Indians has been largely taught to us by Hollywood and by motion pictures. They have educated us. So we naturally believe that when the Indians came, that the wagons circled and the Indians rode around and subjected themselves to terrible fire and died at a ratio of 65 to 1.
Both barrels of a shotgun would always get 2 Indians.
Yeah, and that wasn't the way it was at all. But anyway, Indians have been tragically misrepresented in films and in our history books, in our attitudes, in our reporting. And so we must set about to re-educate ourselves. Who are you looking at?
You.
Oh.
Oh, no, there's a message coming, but...
Oh, okay.
Huh? One thing I wanted to get into on that, too, was the subject of not only how the Indians treated on the screen, but off the screen. I know a guy who was in it.
Let me say another thing. At a time when we say, especially, that we are going to keep our treaties, and that we do keep our word, and that we, above all people, do keep our word, I think it's important to mention that there have been nearly 400 treaties written by the United States in good faith with the Indians, and every single one of them was abrogated. Means broken or changed or altered.
No exceptions. And the Indians howl when, with laughter, I guess, when they hear a public figure like a president saying other nations will laugh at us if we don't honor our treaty commitments.
Oh, yeah.
When they can think of 400 and, I don't know what the exact figure is, 31 examples of how we haven't in the past, and this would only be the 432nd case of it if we didn't. But I do go on. But we have a message. We'll be right back. I remember some years ago I read a piece by James Wexler, I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was. And he said that I don't think there's anybody who's as concerned, or a few people that I've met care so much about the quest for human dignity, something like this that we're involved in right now. That was referring to the civil rights movement. Did you ever meet Rosa Parks, or something, the name of the lady who...
No, I never did.
Who refused to give her seat to a white man on a bus in, was it Atlanta? And it kind of kicked off the whole bus protest.
Birmingham.
Was it in Birmingham that it happened? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing you then in Washington. And have you found that anything effective comes from these things?
Well, I think they say that it's the squeaky hinge that gets the grease, and the blacks would still be shuffling around picking peanuts and dying and starving. Of course, they haven't been all that much improved. If they hadn't made that noise, if they hadn't made that racket, somewhere there's some person out there that tells us just be quiet, be calm. Everything will right itself, and everybody will get their just desserts. But it never happens.
It'll all come out right.
It never happens. People, if they just sit back and wait for white America to do something on their behalf, to recognize their rights as a people, to recognize the sovereign rights of, well, say Indians, as a separate people, as a separate political, cultural entity within the confines of the United States, nothing's going to happen. The Indians have to shuffle. And
we will meet some in a moment. We have a message from our local stations. We should take it right now. Be right back. Sorry. We've just been joined by 4 gentlemen. Let me introduce them to you. Mervyn Wright, who is Pyramid Lake Paiute councilman from Nevada, on my far right. Dennis Limberhand, Northern Cheyenne councilman from Wyoming. Dr. Wally Heath, project director for the Lummi tribe. And Sam Kagi, over here, who is councilman of the Lummis. The situation in a lot of Indian... The crux of this is that Indian land is being threatened all over the U.S. Outside industries try to come in and set up shop on reservations. They would pollute the air and water, always, it seems, to say nothing of wrecking the land. And strip mining is one of the greatest of these threats. The Lummis have somehow avoided this fate, although it almost happened to them. The Northern Cheyennes and the Paiutes are threatened with it right now. And we have a film which spells this out pretty clearly. We'll get into that shortly. Let me ask Sam first. How did the Lummis manage to avoid this disaster?
I think just the fact that the industries that wanted